What I love about Finn and Poe is that they are, you know, as daring as they are and as brave as they are and everything, that they're also, they're vulnerable and they're unsure. And their relationship, for me, is, frankly, goes far deeper than a romantic relationship. It is a deep bond that these two have, not just because of the sort of trial by fire in which they met, but also because of their willingness to be as intimate as they are, as afraid as they are, as unsure as they are, and still be bold and still be daring and brave. I wasn't surprised by any reaction, but I was heartened that people identified that this was the kind of relationship that you know, I frankly don't know how often you see men behaving in this way.
There was an absolute natural chemistry with him. I immediately felt very connected to him. I remember it was an audition, and the two of us just like did that first scene back to back, butt to butt, you know, just like doing the scene together, practicing it in this room. And like, it was just like immediately all kind of artifice, everything just collapsed, and there was like an intimacy that was very, just like there. And I think the fact that neither of us shied away from that while we were shooting as well, I think it just was like, these are two guys that, you know, are happy being intimate with each other emotionally. Personally, I kind of hoped and wished that maybe that would have been taken further in the other films, but you know, I don't have control over it. It seemed like a natural progression, but you know, it's still, sadly enough, it's like a, you know, it's a time when people are too afraid, I think.
It's funny because Poe wasn't supposed to star in the trilogy like this, but from the auditions, like, there was a natural chemistry that me and Oscar had in real life, and that chemistry is what you see in the movie. But I just guess with the timing of the discussions, the social discussions, the sexual discussions that are going on, people assume that that would be a priority in our relationship. Whereas for me, I'm way more interested in two men who actually have a loving relationship that is platonic, because it kind of also kind of defeats the stereotype of the straight relationships between two guys. How guys kind of like, we don't show a lot of, you know, emotions between ourselves. You know, there's sometimes this thing where I can't say to you, I love you, bro, unless, you know, bro might be like, wait, what did you say? It's like, I think that Finn and Poe's relationship defeats that. These are two men who are cool, whatever they are. I don't know if they're straight or not. We might find out later, but whatever they are, they've always had a quite loving and open relationship in which it wouldn't be too weird if it went beyond that, but at the same time, they are just platonic at the moment.
I mean, you know, I think that was an interesting avenue that could have been. It would have been quite interesting and original and I think unexpected. But at the same time, you know, the ambiguity of it can also sometimes lead people to see more of themselves in something. You know, sometimes when you are very, very direct with what something means, then it can actually remove someone. So at the same time, I think when there's some ambiguity, it kind of can draw people in, and there's a chance for more people to see themselves in something, you know? So, yeah, but if they would have been boyfriends, that would have been fun.
I felt, and I continue to feel, that it is my responsibility to help tell stories that represent people, and often people who aren't necessarily finding themselves on screen. You know, we didn't write the parts of Finn or Poe or Rey with any color in mind, but when it came time to casting, it felt like it was the right thing to do, to find a cast that looked more the way the world looks than not. And in the case of the LGBTQ community, you know, it was important to me that that people who go to see this movie feel that they're being represented in the film. I will say I'm giving away nothing about what happens in the movie, but I did just say what I just said.